Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back in the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to go over 3 more subscribers' teams, give them some team advice, and today we have Jazz, Dibba, and Big Dave. As you guys will see, how these reviews work is we're going to go over their team first, and then we're going to put their team side by side with my team advice, and then go over why I made each move in the team advice and kind of compare some cards to show why I am making that move. Let's get into it. First up, we're going to go over Jazz's team. And looking at his team, he has Guy Lafleur in the first line, bronze icon. Then we have Sean Couturier, fantasy hockey, 90 overall. 93, Jack Hughes, NHL 2030. Winter National, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And team of the week, Shea Theodore, 89 overall, is his first defensive pair. Second liners are Mario Lemieux, bronze icon. Claude Giroux, team of the week, 89 overall. 94 style icon, Austin Matthews. Then he has 86 blockbusters, Tyler Myers. Team of the week, 88 overall, Quinn Hughes. Third line is going to be Oliver Bjorkstrand. Team of the week, 87 overall. Valtteri Filppula, centerman right here. Winter National from Finland, 87. Blockbuster, Gustav Nyquist, 87 overall. Then 86, Cale Foote from the NHL 2030. Markelle, pass meets presence, going to be the third defensive pair. The fourth liners are Joe Mullen. This is his card you could get doing challenges. Then on the fourth line, we have Brady Tkachuk, primetime 88 overall. He's a decent centerman, but he's not the best. I believe his faceoff's in the low 80s. Then we have Timo Ruutu, Winter National 88 overall, that has 2 distributor. Kind of big for a distributor plug. We're going to see maybe we can work him around a little bit too. Anton Khudobin and Benjamin Gaudreau are the goaltenders. Brian Fiddler is the coach. What this does for Jazz is he has howitzer, speedster, light the lamp, wingman, shutdown for his player synergy. So a lot of player synergies, 5 of them. Then he has 2 team synergies at distributor and spark. I think he has pretty good synergies. His team's pretty decent for how he has it built. Let's see what we can do to improve it a little bit. Probably get in some more player synergies. Maybe we'll add a team synergy. We'll have to see. On the right will be Jazz's original team. On the left will be the team advice. For the first line, we're going to keep it the exact same. Bronze icon Lafleur, fantasy hockey Couturier, 93 overall Jack Hughes. Then we have OEL and Shea Theodore for his first defensive pair. The second line is where we have the first major change. We're going to trade out the Claude Giroux, bring in Nathan MacKinnon's Winter National card, 91 overall, for Spark and Magician. It'll allow us to actually bring in Magician and activate it. Then we're going to upgrade this Mario Lemieux's bronze icon to silver icon. We're going to put him at centerman for this Claude Giroux. Now, you do lose a little bit in the face-off circle when it comes to winning face-offs, but this Lemieux is a tenfold better card than Giroux is. Then Styles icon, 94 overall, Austin Matthews is going to stay on the right wing here. We have Tyler Myers, Quinn Hughes for the second defensive pair. Going to keep that the exact same. For the third line, we have Bjorkstrand, Filppula, and Nyquist. That's also something that doesn't change. We're going to get rid of Cale Foote here because we're not going to need him for the synergies. Bring in Adam Fox, team of the week, 86 overall. With the synergies of distributor and spark as well as his wingman and shutdown, he has 94 acceleration, 90 speed with 90 agility, so very good skating. His bounce is a little bit low at 83, but I think he'll be okay. His shot's pretty much 88 across the board with 87 wrist shot power. Body checking is good at 88. His strength is 90. Defensive awareness and stick checking is 88 and 87. I'm going to keep the Markelle here in the third defensive pair. For the fourth line, we have Joe Mullen. Going to keep that the same. He's an untradeable, pretty decent free card. Timo Ruutu is going to stay the exact same too. Where we make the change on the fourth line is get rid of this Brady Tkachuk. Bring in Jean-Gabriel Pageau. Pageau's a great skater. He's a pretty good fourth line center. He does have 85 faceoffs, which has to be a bump from Brady Tkachuk. It is 85 to 81, so it's not a huge bump, but it definitely is a bump. He's a little bit better skater than Tkachuk. The shot's a little bit weaker, and the body checking defense is a little bit weaker, but the hands on Pageau is really good. Pageau also has just better synergies. He allows another 2 guys to have Magician, as well as he brings in Spark, where the Tkachuk does not. The big thing here that the Magician does is it allows Bjorkstrand to have Magician, which increases his hands significantly, makes him have great hands, as well as that MacKinnon that we bring in here to the lineup. For the goaltenders, we're going to get rid of this Anton Khudobin. Now, if you want to keep Khudobin, DM me. We'll talk about maybe some other moves you could make by keeping the Khudobin. We'll have to bring in distributor over here for this Pageau and someone with Magician somewhere else that we could maybe work in there. But I think Vasilevsky's a better goaltender than Khudobin because Khudobin's a little bit small at 5'11". This Vasilevsky, I think his base card's pretty good for what it is. It's 6'3". Gaudreau's going to stay your backup goaltender. We have Brian Fiddler as your coach still. What this does for your team is it activates Howitzer, Speedster, Light the Lamp, Magician, Wingman, and Shutdown. So we add Magician, we keep everything else that you already had, and you still have Distributor and Spark. What I wanted to do is I wanted to free you up a little bit from being so dependent on Cal Foot or Rutu with the 2 Distributor. I wanted to break you apart from that a little bit because it'll allow you to upgrade other pieces of your team and eventually add Swarm or Balanced into it. Right now, your team's not really at the point to do that, but almost everybody on the team has at least 2 synergies activated for player synergy, team synergy, which is huge compared to this team. You didn't quite have that. I think it's important to upgrade this Lemieux as soon as possible with your free golds. You can also slowly work on upgrading this Couturier if you want. I think Lafleur is more than fine with just a speedster at this point. Bringing this Nate McKinnon, I think, really improves that second line a little bit, as well as Peugeot on the fourth line. I think it's just an improvement to work better with the Rutu and the Mullen. Just my opinion, and I do think that Fox for Foot's a good trade. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this advice. Maybe there's some other guys we could have put in here. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'm sure that Jazz would as well. Next up, we're going to go over Dibba's team, and on the first line, he has David Pastrnak, 93 Team of the Week. Then he has 90 overall, Sean Couturier Fantasy Hockey with 89 overall, Evgeny Kuznetsov. Bronze, Al McGinnis, and 89 overall primetime Shea Theodore rounds out the first defensive pair. Second line, we have Bronze, Teemu Solani, Bronze, Mario Lemieux, and 88 overall, 94 flashback, John LeClair. Then we have Bronze, Potvin, and Bob Bond for the second defensive pair here. Third liners are going to be Dwayne Sutter, 85 overall, bold card. Bronze Sakic, Bronze Morenz. Then we have Jonas Halas and Brian Marchment for his third defensive pair. Fourth line is going to be Mathis Olim from Winter National that has the Howitzer and Spark. Then we have Guy Carbonneau, Distributor and Wingman. And we have Nikita Kucherov, 86 overall base card. Then we have David Rittich, Winter National, who's an optional for the Christmas gifts. And we have Matthias Niederberger for his backup goaltender with Brian Fiddler as his coach. What this does for Dibba's team is he has Howitzer, Speedster, Light the Lamp, and Wingman for his player synergies. Then he has Distributor and Spark for his team synergy. Pretty good, I think, for a free-to-play team. Let's see of some of the improvements that we can do, whether they be short-term or long-term. Dibba's original team's on the right, my team review's on the left. So Dibba really wanted to activate Swarm, so we went through and went ahead and activated Swarm for him and kind of how he should go about it. So on the first line, we're going to have Pastrnak, Couturier, Kuznetsov, going to keep it the exact same. Obviously, Kuznetsov is untradeable, so there's no point on trying to get rid of him. Plus, he does have Swarm. Then on the first defensive pair, we're going to upgrade this Dennis Potvin to Silver Icon. Whether you make the Potvin or buy the Potvin is really up to you. I would look at the price of it. I think Potvin's just cheaper to buy outright unless I'm mistaken. Sarajavi, though, is going to be paired with him. And this Sarajavi is actually a very good skater. 92 acceleration, 99 agility, 90 speed, especially for the price that he is. Unfortunately, in this build, we couldn't get Shutdown activated if we are going to activate Swarm based on the untradables that you have. That's a little bit unfortunate, but the Sarajavi is still a very good card for his price. The second line, we have 2 big upgrades here. Silver Icon Solani, Silver Icon Lemieux. It's going to have to happen to get these extra synergies to be able to activate Swarm. Then we have Leclerc is going to stay there with this line. So the line's staying the same. We're just upgrading 2 of the cards. Then we have Dougie Hamilton and Charlie Huddy's going to come in here. The Hamilton, 85 overall, Team of the Week, has Swarm, and you need some Swarm. He has 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 91 agility with the synergies that we have activated for the team. He has 85 body checking, 90 defense awareness, and 90 stick checking. At 6'6", I think this is more than enough, especially for an 85 overall. He should be well priced on the market. Charlie Huddy's in here to activate Howitzer and as well as give you an extra Swarm. He's not my most favorite card, but in all honesty, I think he fits perfectly into your team, which means we can sell Bob Bond. For the third line, we have Guy Lafleur. I recommend you making the Guy Lafleur. He might be a little bit cheaper on the market than making him, though. I'm not sure if he's less than $250K or not. He might be. I would look at it, but I do think Guy Lafleur is needed for this build. It allows you to keep Speedster and Swarm, and I think he's one of the best players that has Swarm on him, so definitely picking up the Guy Lafleur. Then we have Bronze, Sakic, and Morenz, going to keep them the exact same on the third line. Al McGinnis gets the bump from the first line all the way down to the third defensive pair. Then we have Brian Marchment here with him. He's going to keep the same. We're going to get rid of this Jonas Halas because he's not really needed anymore in this particular build. On the fourth line, we bring this Joel Otto with Bobby Clark's Bronze Icon. Bobby Clark's Bronze Icon is, I believe, under 30K now. And then we're going to bring in a guy I haven't really used it all yet, but to get rid of this Kucherov, you're going to have to sell him and bring this Alex Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk, he is a Maple Leaf in this card, but he can get Magician, and he also has a Swarm as well, but he can activate Magician. He plays an 89.15. I think it's actually a low-key, very good card. 92 acceleration, 98 agility, 91 speed. The endurance and balance isn't the best at 86 balance, but I think at 207, 6'1", I think he'll be fine weight-wise. He does have 88 shooting across the board with a bump up in his slap shot power at 89. His hands are phenomenal. His offensive awareness is a little bit low at 87, but with all these bumps, he's at 95 deking, 93 hand-eye, 91 passing, and 95 puck control. The body checking is 85, 90 strength, so he should be pretty hard on the puck. With 90 strength, 86 balance, as well as 95 puck control, I think he'll be fine. I don't think he'll be that hard to bump off the puck, but we'll have to see. As for his defensive awareness, he has 88 defensive awareness, 90 stick checking, 88 discipline. I think that's more than sufficient, especially for a fourth line right wing. I think he's somebody that could cause a lot of havoc for you. This Joel Otto was the card that I was a little bit concerned about because he only gets up to 84 speed, which is a little bit slower, but he's 6'4". I think he'll be a pretty good power forward for you, a guy that's just on the fourth line as a synergy plug right now. But you need somebody with distributor. I was trying to find you somebody cheap. He also has Wingman, which will allow you to activate Wingman on this Potvin, and that's really what I was going for, because the Potvin, whenever you get some acceleration, his skating is really not that bad at 91 acceleration, 88 speed, especially for a first liner. So that's what I was trying to do by picking up this Joel Otto, and he just happened to have the distributor as well. He fit perfectly for a synergy plug on your team. Then we have Rittich, and Gaudreau is going to stay as your goaltenders. Fiddler is going to stay as the coach, so we don't have any changes in goaltending or coaching. What this does for your team is you'll be able to have Howitzer, Speedster, Light the Lamp, Magician, and Wingman activated. Then you'll have Distributor, Spark, and Swarm activated as well. It's definitely some big upgrades with Silvers, and I think we plugged in some very good budget-esque cards to fill out the rest of the synergies to make your team very, very efficient. And I really do think this is the way to at least build towards for the future. I do think you have to get this Lemieux and Solani upgraded. I think they're very important to allow you to keep developing forward your build for the long term. I do think that this Potvin, it might be worth upgrading, but he might just be worth buying outright or getting off your roster completely, to be honest. But there's not too many defensemen that have 2 Spark, so he might be the guy. As for not getting your 94 overall yet, I advise getting the Subban and putting him in for McGinnis, but you could also get the Austin Matthews and put him in here for the John LeClair. However, you won't have Speedster anymore, so it's just one of those things where you pick a guy that has Spark, whether it's Matthews or Subban, and plug him in for LeClair or plug him in for McGinnis. If you need help with it, message me and I'll tell you which guy to pick or help you through the process of picking whichever guy you want when you get your 94 style icon. I did not put him in this build because I wasn't sure if you had like a guy in mind or not. We didn't really talk about it, but let me know in direct message and we'll talk it out. Once again, for the rest of you guys in the community that's just watching this video, let me know if maybe there's a better suggestion than what I gave. The last team we're going to go over here is Big Dave's team. On the first line, he has Silver Icon, Mario Lemieux. Then he has Jean Beliveau, Silver Icon as well, with Saku Koivu's Frosted Flakes franchise. Great 90 overall. Then he has Team of the Week, Dougie Hamilton, 89. And the Team of the Year, Victor Hedman, for his first defensive pair. The second line is Mika Zibanejad, Winter National, with Sean Couturier's Fantasy Hockey, 90 overall. Andrei Svechnikov, Winter National, for his right wing. Then on the second pair, he has Chris Chelios and Darnell Nurse. That's the bronze icon, Chris Chelios, and Darnell Nurse's 86 overall prime time. For the third line, he has Joe Mullins' 85 card that you got with the challenges. Ansi Kopitar's 88 Team of the Week. Connor McDavid's base card. Then he has Team of the Week 91, John Carlson, with bronze icon, Paul Coffey, 87. Fourth liners are Steven Stamkos' base card. Bronze icon, Peter Forsberg. Then he has Jan Mysak's Fantasy Hockey card, 85 overall. Then he has Antti Ranta and Silver Jock Plant and Brian Fiddler as his coach. What this does for him synergy-wise is he has Howitzer, Speedster, Thief, Shutdown, and Workhorse for his player synergies. Then he has Distributor and Spark for his team synergies. Pretty decent team. Let's see what we can do to improve it. His original team will be on the right. My review will be on the left. So what I saw whenever I was going over the reviews, I said, oh man, he has 5 out of 10 balanced already. Let's see what kind of build we can do to get balance activated while keeping most of the same players on his team. So let's see what we went ahead and did here. On the first line, it's going to stay the exact same. Lemieux, Beliveau, Koivu, Hamilton, Hedman. No reason to change it. Those are 5 phenomenal cards. I do not advise that you go and upgrade the Saku Koivu. I know you're a Canadiens fan, if I'm not mistaken. And don't go and upgrade this Koivu. There is no point. It's an absolute ripoff that they had these franchise greats and made them so expensive to upgrade. Just don't do it. Then we have Zibanejad, Couturier, and Svechnikov for the second line forwards. The exact same. Bronze Chris Chelios gets upgraded to Silver Chris Chelios in this build. Darnell Nurse stays as his D partner. By upgrading this Chelios, you're getting an absolute stud when he has the synergies activated. 91 acceleration, 92 agility, 85 endurance, 93 speed. He has 87 balance. He has a 97 slapshot power, 90 slapshot accuracy. Great body checking at 96, 99 strength. His hands are phenomenal at pretty much 94 plus, except for his hand-eye is 90. Defensive awareness is max at 99 with 94 stick checking. I love this Chris Chelios. He plays phenomenal for me. I have the 94 flashback version, but it's the same as the Silver Icon, and he's one of my best defensemen. For the third line, we keep Joe Mullen. We're going to get rid of this Ansi Kopitar, bring in Doug Gilmour, the phenomenal centerman for the Toronto Maple Leafs. With the wingman activated, he gets with a 94 acceleration, 90 speed, so more than good enough skater. His wrist shot, accuracy, and power are 95 and 96. Great body checking. He has 90 face-offs. Overall, just a phenomenal card from the 90. He plays all the way up to a 93.25 with his player synergy activated as well as the 3-team synergies. Then we get Elias Pettersson. Bring him in for this Connor McDavid's base card. Pettersson's one of those sneaky good cards because of the howitzer with these synergies activated. 89 acceleration, 91 speed. His shot is 92 plus across the board. Where he has a big deficiency is his defensive category, but who cares if he can't body check? He can stick check. He has defensive awareness, great hands, great shot. He's another guy that he likes to drop down to that one knee when he hits clappers. He has phenomenal animations. I love this card. I think you should go and get him so that you can get the howitzer activated. Unfortunately, to get rid of McDavid. Carlson and Coffey are going to stay in the third defensive pair. For the fourth line, we're going to bring in this Stan Mikita for Steven Stamkos. Forsberg and Mysak's going to stay the same. Your goaltenders are going to stay the same with Ranta and Plant. And then we have Brian Fiddler as your coach. Let's go over this Stan Mikita real quick. We're comparing him to Steven Stamkos about what kind of upgrade you're getting. The guy plays a 94 overall with the wingman. This guy's only playing 86.45. Looking at the skating, 94 acceleration, 90 speed, 91 endurance, with 92 balance and 90 agility. It's really the shot where Mikita starts to pull away in the rest of his attributes, but the shot's where it really starts. 95 wrist shot power, 97 wrist shot accuracy. This is 90 wrist shot power, and that's even with howitzer. He doesn't get the upgrade of howitzer. He just gets what the wingman has, which helps with accuracy, and then obviously balance helps with shot power. But even if you throw balance on Stamkos, he's still 2 behind Mikita, and that's with the howitzer bump. On top of that, the rest of Mikita is just nasty. Look at these numbers in the 80s here. Mikitas are all in the low 90s to high 90s. Phenomenal card, I think, for a fourth line. His animation should be good this year. I know I talked about the Silver Icon and about how his animations were just like broken last year, and he was phenomenal. He's one of my best players. I played with him a little bit. I didn't like the animations as much as I liked last year, but I really do think he still has good animation. What this does for your team, and it's just a suggestion, Dave. If you don't like it, obviously we've talked back and forth. You can just talk to me about it some more, and we'll figure something else out. But he has Howitzer, Speedster, Thief, Wingman, Shutdown, and Workhorse activated. So we add the Wingman by adding Gilmour and Mikita. Then for your team synergies, we have Balance, Distributor, and Spark. I think this is the way to go, or at least gives you an idea of how you should go moving forward. If you have any more questions, I can add more guys onto your team. And anybody that is watching this just to watch it to kind of maybe get some ideas yourself, let me know if there's any other players I could have plugged in here that was a little bit better. That's going to wrap up the team reviews of Jazz, Dibba, and Big Dave. I really do think that each of these reviews helped them out short-term and possibly long-term. I know probably with Big Dave we went a little bit more long-term than maybe he's looking for right this minute. And all three of you guys, as I always mentioned, you can always message me on Discord or even I think on my Twitter now. I think I blocked it to where like I don't have to follow you back and you can just message me. If I didn't, somebody let me know. I'm not like some sort of Twitter guru, but I understand that a lot of the NHL population and MLB The Show population are on Twitter, so I figured I'd open it up a little bit. And let me know what you guys think about your review. I'd love to talk it out with you if you have any other suggestions or maybe you don't like a certain card I suggested. If you're watching this video and you're not one of the 3 guys that got your team reviewed, but you want to have your team reviewed, it's just 3 easy steps. First, you have to subscribe to the channel. Second, you have to join the Discord. The link will be in the description down below, as well as in-depth instructions, essentially the ones I'm going over with right now. Third, you need to put your team in the proper channel in Discord. What the proper channel is, it is a channel that is labeled subscriber team URL channel. Put your URL in there for your team on NHL Hub Builder, and I will put it in the queue for review. It's first come, first serve, so as long as you put your team in there, your team will eventually get reviewed. Right now, it's a little bit of a queue. I'm going to try to bump up my video frequency. Hopefully, I won't be as busy to be able to do that, but just be patient with me. I promise I'll get to your review, and you can always ask me questions before your review even comes up, as many of the guys that are in the Discord know that I talk to them and help them out on a regular basis. As always, I appreciate all of your guys' support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with any of your friends that play NHL 21. You guys have a great day and be safe.